DreAllDay.com.
You're now tuned in to the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, get a huge dose of personal initiative. That is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. Then what we're going to do is put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, techniques, and one unifying philosophy, all under one umbrella that is called, let's all say it together, work on your game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. And today's topic is make your free stuff better than other people's paid stuff. I'm pausing there so you to make sure you heard what I said. I'm gonna tell you how and why to make your free stuff better than other people's paid stuff, if you can. Now, if you can't, then you're in trouble. But we're gonna talk through all of that. We're gonna talk through all of that here today. So before we get into that, let me tell everybody that I have a text message line from which I send a daily motivation text every single morning. If you would like to receive that daily motivation text, and if I were you, if you know what I know, you would want to receive that daily motivation text. Here's all you got to do. Send me a text at this number, 305-384-6894. Just send a quick hello. We'll confirm you. And once you're in, not only will you get my daily motivation message, you'll also get some other goodies that I send by text. I'm not going to oversell it right now. Just know that you should probably get in there because it's completely free of charge. It's coming straight from me. If I can give you this show every day, how easy you think it is for me to give you a text message every day? It's easy. So 305-384-6894. Now, today's topic, make your free stuff better than other people's paid stuff. This is the aim that I have whenever I create free material. This is a secret to the free material that I put out. It's not really a secret, I'm telling you right now. But this is the aim, this is the mentality that I want you to have. Any of you who's going to be creating content, any of you who is building a brand, any of you who's putting yourself and your work out there. I don't care what it is you're putting out there. You could be a personal trainer. You don't even have to be creating content. Let's say you're a personal trainer out there and you give someone a free session so they can sample your work. I'm not saying that this is the way you need to do it to sell your sessions, but if you were to give someone a free session, your free session should be better than the paid session that they got from their old trainer so that you can steal them from the old trainer. If you're a professional speaker and you go do a free speaking gig, and I've done plenty of free speaking gigs where I was not paid at all. I've done speaking gigs where I paid not to be on the stage, but I paid to travel to the venue, and I was not paid at all, paid for my own hotel rooms. Listen, this book right here, Work on Your Game, the way that I got the publishing deal for this book is I traveled to Atlanta from Miami and paid for my own travel. I paid for my own food. I paid for my own hotel. I was not paid a penny to be on the stage, and I delivered on that stage. I over-delivered on that stage. When I got off the stage, an editor who worked for a publishing company in New York approached me and said, Dre, have you ever thought about doing a book with a traditional publisher? I said, as a matter of fact, I have. And she said, give me a call. She gave me a business card. That conversation, which lasted all of 10 seconds, became this book right here, Work on Your Game. And I did get paid for this book. And I'm telling you that not to impress you, but to impress upon you that when your aim is for your free work to be better than other people's paid work, you will create the habit of over-delivering. And when you have a habit of over-delivering, you won't have to worry about things like exposure and attention and if and when you will ever get your chance, because you are over-delivering so often that people are going to find you. That's the point that I'm making here, but I haven't even gotten into explaining it. When you're doing this, aiming for your free stuff to be better than people's paid stuff, you will level up in your business, you will level up in your reach. Now, there are a couple requirements that you're going to have in place in order to execute on what I'm telling you right here today, because the concept may sound good to you, maybe it doesn't, but as I get through this, you'll understand it and you can choose what to do with it. First of all, you got to have some game, because if you don't have any game, you can't make your free stuff better than people's paid stuff. If you're not good at all, doesn't matter whether you're getting paid or not, because you're just not good. Or nothing I say is going to make you good just because. But at the same time, you are listening to a show called Work on Your Game. So if you listen to this show and the stuff that I put out here, I've given you over 2,000 pieces of game here on the show. If you listen to them, then you will have game as long as you apply them. Let me back up. If you apply what you listen to, then you will have game. Now, if you just listen to it, then nothing's going to happen. But if you listen to it and apply it, you will have game. If you go read this book, which is literally called Work on Your Game, you will have game. So if you just apply what I tell you in this book, you will have game. If you aren't sure that you can do it on a consistent basis the way that I'm going to explain here today, read this book. It's called The Third Day. It's about those moments when you don't feel like working. If you do this consistently, you will have gain. And as long as you have gain, then you'll be able, and you're willing to do it consistently, then you can make it happen. So these two books right here will help you do this, and you can get those at the same place. You just go to thirddaybook.com, get the Mental Game Super Duper Bundle. You can come for one book, but you actually leave with 10 books. Yes, literally 10 books. You can see them behind me right now as I'm talking. But this point here today, let's get into this. Let me get into the meat and potatoes here, because I could go on and on for hours on this subject. I'm not going to take up that much of your time. I'm going to give you enough game that you can take that time that I'm going to give back to you, and you're going to go and start mapping out with your frameworks, like we talked about yesterday, how your free material will be better than other people's paid material. Because I know you have some questions here. Even though you heard what I said, you might have some questions on how, what, when, then what happens after that. And let me answer them all here in this episode. Point number one. Today's topic, once again, is make your free stuff better than other people's paid stuff. The first thing that I want you to keep in mind is, remember I told you when I gave you in episode 1921, the 3-step framework for achievement? Yeah, episode 1921. It starts with mindset, then we go to strategy, then we go to tactics. So what I'm telling you about here today is a mindset that becomes a strategy, and then you can choose the tactics. But here's the first thing that I want you to understand. This is the mindset that I want you to burn into your brain. Here it is. Give value at every single step. Give value at every single step. Now, what exactly does that mean? Now, I just told you 2 minutes ago that I have a daily motivation text message that I send to your phone every day, completely free of charge. Anyone who's listening to this, and many of you who are listening to this, get that daily motivation text. Do I give you value just with that one sentence every day? 1, 2, 3 sentence text message that I give you every single day? I give you more value with that than some people are giving you in stuff they're making you pay for. And I'm giving you that completely for free in a text message. I give more value in a paragraph than some of these quote unquote thought leaders, and I use the term loosely, are giving you for stuff they're charging you for. I give more value in a daily motivation text message in a week than some of these people give in a 100-page book. Now, am I telling you that to impress you? Yes, but also to impress upon you that many people violate this rule. And what does that have to do with you? What that has to do with you is that as long as you don't violate it and you actually do the opposite of what many of these watered down thought leaders and influencers are doing, you will separate yourself just by the law of contrast. Many people neglect to give value at every step. And what I mean is this: when people are putting out material that is free, they're not charging for it. For example, you watch a YouTube video that I put out, or you get the daily motivation text message, or you read some caption that I post on Instagram. I'm not charging you money to watch that video, at least as of today, or read that caption, or a tweet or a daily motivation text message. And many brand builders or thought leaders or influencers, whatever you want to call these people, when they put stuff out that they know that they are not getting directly paid for, they water it down so much that there's no substance within it. And then their aim is, the reason that they even put it out in the first place with no substance and all watered down, is because their whole aim is to finagle you and maneuver you into going and buying the thing that where they're actually going to decide to finally give you some value. They might actually give you some real substance on step 2 because you paid to get to step 2, or it might be step 5, or it might be step 12, whatever it is. They hold all the value back until you actually give them some money. I 100% reject this strategy. And there are many influencers and salespeople out here who are utilizing this strategy. And I know this for a fact, because not only do I see them doing it, but I also have gone through their stuff the same way maybe you have as a consumer. And I'm like, all right, there's no substance in this. I'll give you an example. I went to a conference recently in which there were many speakers, probably about 20 speakers over the course of multiple days. And about a third of those speakers, about 7, 8 speakers, had a book. And many of them will just give their books away for free. So when you walk into the venue of the conference, on every seat, there's a physical book of whoever the speaker is going to be at that moment. So I left the conference with like 8, 9, 10 more books than I actually came with. And I have read through all of these books. Actually, there's a few of them that I haven't, I think it's two and a half that I haven't finished reading. I got one sitting on my desk right here, and I got 2 more that I haven't read yet. But all the rest of them I've read through. And here's the thing with them. Of those books, I would say I think I read maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 so far, and I got 3 left that I haven't completed, so I can't get my feedback on those other 3. But the other 6, 2 of them gave some actual substance in the book. The other 4, a bunch of garbage. The other 4 was just fluff. All the book was basically a brochure to sell their webinar, their course, their sales program, whatever. And I've been to other conferences in previous years where a similar thing happened. Some of the speakers gave away a free copy of their book. I read the entire book, and there was no actual substance in the book. They told you, hey, here's the situation that I went through and the challenge that I had and how I had to work to figure things out, and now I figured it out and I'm making this much money now, and you could do the same thing. All you got to do is go to this website, and then they try to sell you something when you go to that website. And listen, I'm not knocking their hustle of the sales game. I'm not knocking their hustle of trying to make money. And look, they're on stage, so obviously they have made some money in doing it, and they're giving away all these copies of their book completely for free. And they made an investment, so that had to come from somewhere. So I'm not knocking their hustle of trying to sell things, but I am knocking their hustle of asking me to give a couple hours of my life to reading your book, but then you gave me no substance in the book. That part of the hustle I am knocking. People should be able to, now I'm talking back to you now. People, your consumers, your audience, they should take anything that they get from you. I don't care if it's a free 5-minute YouTube video or if it's a paid 5-day mastermind retreat. And they should be able to create a tangible result and get some tangible value from just the thing that they got from you, even if they get nothing else. So understand that what we call this in this digital marketing world especially, but actually in all business, we call it the value adder. The value adder is you start with the entry level offer that gets people to come into your world. Then the value adder is basically the more value you give, the higher up the ladder. And usually the more value, the higher the cost. So for example, there are value adders and everything. So let's say somebody like myself. The value adder, I might give you a podcast episode, YouTube video, daily motivation text completely for free. It costs you nothing, but I'm going to give you value. So the price and the value are not always equal. I'm going to give you value that is 10x the cost or 10 levels above the cost. So the cost is 0, 10x, 10 times 0 is still 0. But you get the point. I'm going to give you a certain amount of value. Then I'm going to tell you, hey, get the book, just cover the shipping. So $9.95, I'm going to give you even more value for that. Then at the next level might be group coaching program. It might be $1, $2, $3, $4, $500 a month. There's more value. Then there's one-on-one coaching. That's higher value. Then there's maybe even a higher coaching program that's higher value. Or either then, there's higher value. So the higher up the value ladder you go, there's more investment that you're getting from your target audience, but at the same time, you're giving them even more value at higher multiples every single level up. So the higher they go up the value ladder, the more value they're going to get from you as a multiple of whatever investment that they're making. And understand this is not just in the digital world. For example, you go to a dentist. The local dentist might send you a flyer that says come in for a free checkup, costs you absolutely nothing. So you go in, you get some value from that checkup, hopefully. They tell you what you need to do with your teeth, what kind of work needs to be done, and usually that's work that they just happen to offer. Wink, wink. So then they give you a cleaning. Might not be free. Maybe they'll charge you $50 for a cleaning. Okay, now you got some more value. Then they say, okay, well, you got a couple cavities here that we need to fill, and they show it to you. All right, that might cost you $300, $400, $500 to get those cavities taken care of. They're giving you more value. You exchange, you pay money for that value. Then the dentist might say, okay, well, let's sign you up to make sure you get a checkup every 6 months now so you don't have these problems in the future. So now you signed up. Now they got you on now you're a recurring customer. You're going to keep buying from them, but you want to. It's not like this, they're not hoodwinking you. They're not bamboozling you. They're giving you value. You're getting value in exchange. Then the dentist might say to you, all right, we took care of all these problem areas in your teeth. The cavities are all taken care of. Your teeth are pretty clean. We got you flossing now, so it's not hard for you to get a cleaning anymore. Well, how about, you ever thought about, getting a little bit straightened, or what about some whitening? And now, what do those cosmetic things cost? A little bit more of an investment. Now, a little bit more value they're giving you, you're going to exchange it for a little bit more of an investment. So that's the value ladder. So you're always climbing up that value ladder in anything that you do. And if you look at anything you spend money on, you're always climbing up the value ladder. Now, here's the point. The reason why I explain the value ladder is this. Just because you have 10 different things to sell, going up 10 levels of your value ladder, does not mean every person who comes into your world is going to climb all the way up the ladder. Some of you who are listening to me right now, You have consumed a whole bunch of free shit that I put out, and you've never paid for anything. You've never even paid for the shipping to get a free copy of the book, even though I keep telling you about it. And maybe you never will. I understand it. I accept that reality. Some of you will stay at the ground floor of my value adder, but you'll take in all the free shit. I'm okay with that. We call y'all freeloaders. All right? I don't mind the freeloaders. If I did, I would just stop giving away free stuff. On the next level, some of you have the book. Maybe you got a couple of the books. Maybe you got the whole collection of books, and maybe that's as far as you're going to go. That's as far up the value ladder as you're going to go, is to get the books. Now, some of you have gone as far as into coaching programs. Some of you have come to live events. Some of you are looking for something that goes even higher than that. And I'm actually working on making some even bigger things as we speak. And the point is, no matter how many levels of your value adder you have, not everybody is going to climb all the way up. And this is what I want you to understand as the creator, not as the consumer, but as the creator. No matter how high or low on your value ladder someone goes, they should get tangible value at that level. So someone who stays at the 0 level of your value adder, they don't even climb the ladder. They just will subscribe to you on YouTube. They're following you on Instagram. Anything you put out free, they'll take it. They should get enough value just at the free level that they're like, damn, what Mike is putting out, what Lisa's putting out, what Misty's putting out, what James is putting out, man, that's high level shit that they're putting out, and they're not even charging me for it. That's what you want them to be thinking that. You want them to say, damn, this person's free stuff is so good that even if I just take in the free stuff, I'm getting game. Even if I just take in the free stuff, it's showing me things that I never even thought about. I'm getting my money's worth, and I'm not even spending any money. That is what you want to be doing, even at the ground level of your value adder. And then when people start paying you for stuff, it needs to be that much better. Everybody got what I'm saying here? So just because you have something to sell doesn't mean you water down the free stuff and then you hold back all the substance until somebody buys something. Now, again, I see people violating this all the time. People who are out there established, making money, doing their business, whatever they're doing, they put out a whole bunch of watered down shit, and then they try to sell you something, and they only give the value once you buy something. This I 100% disagree with. Now, you don't have to accept my way of looking at it. You can violate this at your own risk, but don't say that nobody told you. Your free stuff must help people create some tangible result for them. You cannot build an audience giving out watered down free stuff because you're afraid of giving away too much, and then you're only going to give actual substance when somebody starts paying. All right, I know that might be your mindset coming into this, but let me help you out in changing that mindset. All right, as I told you, the 3-step framework of achievement, you start with the mindset, then the strategy, then the tactics. The mindset is you give value at every single step, no matter how much they paid, even if they paid nothing. Point number 2, today's topic, once again, is your free stuff must be better than people's paid stuff. Number 2, do not force people to have to buy your product just to get the help that you promised. This is really where the violation came in. And when I talk about going to these events and people giving away their books, and on the book it say, well, I'll show you how to do this thing. I'm not even going to say what kind of things they say because I'm not trying to put anybody out there and bash them, at least not yet. So they'll tell you, here's how you can do this, or here's how you can do this thing, here's how you can do this thing. It says it right there on the cover of the book. And the problem is, this is not even a challenge, this is a problem, is that I read the entire book and they didn't show me how to do that thing. The thing that it promised on the cover of the book, they did not show me how to do it. All they showed me was, all right, let me tell you how I did it, or let me tell you not how I did it, but let me tell you that I did it. And then if you want to do it too, or look, and they'll also tell you, oh, here's a bunch of people, here's somebody in my program, they did it. Here's another example, a person in my program, here's their testimonial, they did it. Here's a case study, this person did it. Here's another case study, this person did it. And then at the end of the book, they'll say, okay, if you just go to this website, www.whatever.com, here's how you can join the group and you can do it. But wait, motherfucker, I just read your whole book. You were supposed to be telling me in the book how to do it. All you did was give me a sales brochure of, okay, now I know how great you are, the wink, wink. And now I got to go buy something in order to actually get the value. Do not do this. This is a complete violation of the trust of your consumer. And maybe some of these people don't care. Maybe they are not self-aware enough to realize that they're doing it. I don't think so. I think they're pretty smart and they know exactly what they're doing. They just put together some cheap stuff in order to bring some people in on the cheap. Don't do this. Don't be cheap. Don't be cheap with the value that you give out. Don't make people have to buy your product to get the help that you promised. If you say, I'm going to help you do this thing, don't talk about it for 20 minutes and then tell me I got to buy something in order for you to actually help me. Now, you told me you were going to help me. That's the only reason I gave you 20 minutes. So respect my 20 minutes as a consumer and give me what you promise. Like I told you in episode 1921, I'm gonna give you a 3-step framework of achievement. I gave it to you right there in that episode. Now, could we go deeper in it? Could we go deeper into your mindset and deeper into your strategies and deeper into your tactics? Of course. Now, could I have a different offering for going deeper? Yes. But did I deliver what I told you I was going to give you? I absolutely did. On this very show, what I tell you every day you're going to get: discipline, confidence, mental toughness, initiative. Do I give that to you every episode? I know that I do, because if I didn't, then there wouldn't be millions of people who have listened to the show. So you have to make sure you're giving people what you tell them that you're going to give them. Do not bullshit them and then sell them something on the back end just to get what you told them you were going to get. I'm telling you right now, make your free stuff better than other people's pay stuff. I'm not going to sell you on how to do it. I'm telling you right now. I mean, when I say sell you, I mean, I am mentally selling you, but I'm not going to make you pay me to get that information. I put that as a title of this episode because I'm going to tell you in this episode how and why to do it. That's what I mean. Do not make people have to pay you money to get the help that you promise. I see people doing this with content all the time. And what happens is you will pay the price if you do this long enough, and you might pay the price very quickly, is that people will not go to your next step. Here's what I want y'all to understand. Any of you who's going to create content. I remember I was talking to someone years ago. I know who this person is, but I'm not going to put him out there. I was talking to a person who was considering they were going to get into the content creation game so they could sell stuff on the internet. And this person was very, very good at what they did. I mean, really good at what they did. They knew their stuff inside and out. They already had social proof of their ability because they had been doing it offline. They had been doing their thing offline for years, already had proven track record, everything. Excellent performer. And I was explaining to this person, well, the way that we would get started, because they hadn't actually done anything yet, I was explaining to them, the way we're going to get started is you're going to take a lot of your best material, a lot of the stuff that you really know works, and you're going to start putting it out online completely for free. And this person got this really concerned look on their face, and they said, well, I can't give away all that stuff for free, can I? And I said, yes, you're going to give it all away for free. Long story short, this person never got started. And to this day, they have not gotten started. And that's their choice, it's their life, and it's their intellectual property. If they don't want to sell it that way, they don't have to. The point that I'm giving to you, the reason I'm sharing that story is this. These days, there are so many people creating content. There are so many people in the same lanes as you're in that in order for you to stand out, your free material needs to be that good so that people say, damn, look, this person's free material is so good that if I don't even have to buy anything and I got value from this person. You can take the free stuff that I've given you over the years and you can go make money with it. And I didn't even charge you for it. That's just an absolute fact. And there are a lot of thought leaders, influencers, creators out there who can't say that. They can claim it, but they can't prove it. I can prove it. There are people who've gotten value from what I've given, didn't even charge you for it, and you went and did stuff with it. There are players playing professional basketball overseas right now who learn how to do that based on stuff that I put out for free on YouTube. That's just a fact. There are people who have changed their lives and changed their mindsets based on the weekly motivation videos that I was putting out 10 years ago. Another fact. There are people who made their high school and college basketball teams based on stuff I was teaching on YouTube in 2008. Another fact. I'm not telling you this to impress you, but to impress upon you that you need to be doing the same thing when it comes to your content. It needs to be that good at the free level that people can go make money from it even if they never buy anything from you. Now, the law of reciprocity says, though, this is the law of the universe. You put out material that's that good and people getting value from it, you're going to get it back. That's also the law of karma. It works this way. And everyone seems to agree with the law of karma. Yet, when you tell people something like, put your best stuff out there for free, they all of a sudden they don't believe in karma anymore. All of a sudden they don't want the law of reciprocity to work in their favor anymore. And this doesn't mean you got to give away everything and never charge money. Listen, I charge money for my stuff. Y'all probably know that. But at the same time, I'm giving you so much value at the free level. If you don't buy anything, you're still going to get gain from me. I'm capable of doing that because I'm an expert at what I do. Now, if you're not an expert at what you do and your well doesn't run deep enough to do this, then we need to address that. Now, we don't need to address the principles that I'm giving you here today. We need to address maybe your lack of depth when it comes to your expertise. Now, we can address that, but let's make sure we're addressing the right problem. All right, what I'm giving you here today is not a problem. This works. If you can't execute on it, then we have a different issue to address. Everybody follow me so far? So the price of not giving your best value at the free level is that you don't move people to your next step, or you don't move as many as you should to your next step. And nowadays, and listen, it used to be people would do this with, let's say, a 3, 4, 5 minute video. It's fine. I can tell in 2 minutes that your video is trash and I only used up 2 minutes. But now when you give me a book and now I just spent 2 hours reading your book, now I'm a little bit more concerned, because we know time is the most valuable resource we have. All right, don't make me read your whole book to tell me what you could have told me on a one-page website, which is that I need to sign up for your course in order to get the actual value. Shit, you could have told me that from the stage, and I could have decided about you right there in the moment. All right, don't disrespect my time. So people are doing this with books, and that's what actually led me to doing this right now. Reading a book takes a much bigger investment, and if I read your whole book and I still have no idea what to do, you still haven't given me a single tangible thing to do, okay, then that's an issue. Now I gotta go take your webinar or sign up for your software or for your coaching program to learn to do what your book promises. All right, now you should be paying me. Now you should be invoicing me for my time, because you could have told me that in an advertisement on Facebook. All right, go sign up for my course and I'll show you how to make this much money. All right, you could have just told me that. Now I didn't have to read your whole book for you to tell me what you eventually told me on the last page of the book, was to sign up for my course to actually get the thing that I promised on the cover of the book. Do not do this. Any of you who is thinking of doing this, don't do it. If you are signed up with a coach who is telling you to do it, fire that coach, you get your money back. And if you are a coach or influencer or salesperson out there and you are doing this right now, stop it. Get some help. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 from another customer. Stop stealing from people. Do not hustle people with material that you say is going to get them an outcome, but they got to pay you in order to get the outcome. If they got to pay you to get the outcome, say that up front. All right, just be honest with me. I don't mind you being a hustler, but do not steal from me, steal my time from me in order to further your hustle. Don't do that, because customers will hate you when you do that. You lie to a customer, they will hate you. Now, if you tell them the truth, they might not like you and they might not buy from you, but at least they won't hate. They'll hate you if you lie to them. Point number 3. Today's topic again is your free stuff needs to be better than other people's paid stuff. The concept that I just explained to you is what we call freemium. Freemium. Freemium is a combination of free and premium. Maybe some of you have heard this phrase before. If you have not, if you are a content creator, burn this phrase onto your brain, because this is what your free stuff needs to be. It needs to be freemium stuff. Freemium is the accepted and demanded price of attention online in this day and age. From this date, whatever day you're listening to this, moving forward, that is the accepted price of creating content. That means for you, the creator, not the consumer, but the creator. Your material needs to be freemium. It needs to be free and it needs to be high level. Both. Why do you do this? Because people get to sample your work, see that you're good, and they have no risk whatsoever. And because you're so good, they will willingly take the next steps if they are willing to and if they are capable of it. Because maybe, listen, not everybody who is subscribed to your YouTube channel can afford to buy your course. Or maybe they can afford it, but they just don't see the value in it. And some people just don't see the value in investing in themselves, and that's all right. You don't need to convince the world. You need to find the people who are willing to, and you need to sell to them. That's your job. But if you don't put out freemium material, you'll never even draw them in the first place. And that's the mistake that a lot of people are making. So let people sample your work. They see how good you are, and then they're willing to take the next steps if they so choose. Every single person who is a buyer of, no, let me not say every single person. Many people who are buyers of mine, they are on my buyers list, not just on my list period, but they have bought something, they've spent $1 with me. Many of you consumed a whole lot of my free shit before you bought anything, before you even thought about buying anything. And if you did buy something before you had consumed any of my stuff, it would have been something, what we call low ticket, an entry level offer, like, all right, cover the shipping and I'll give you this book. And then I gave you a book that took me 10, 15, 20 years of experience to be able to write that book. And I gave it to you for free. All you did was cover $9.95 shipping. And I gave you way more than I asked you for from you in exchange. And that's how you got into my world. That's what I mean by freemium. This book, The Third Day, this is freemium material. I'm giving you the book free. All you're gonna do is cover the shipping. The value in this book is worth way more than what you pay in shipping. That's just a fact. Again, I'm not telling you this to impress you, but to impress upon you. This is what you need to be doing. Do not hold back when you are giving value to your audience, especially if you're new and you don't have an audience. The person that I told you a while back was saying, well, I can't give away all my high level material for free. I said, well, you don't have an audience, so who you want to sell it to? You don't have anybody to sell to, you have no audience. Nobody even knows who the hell you are. You better give it away for free, or you better find a different way to get your game out there, because it ain't gonna work on the internet. And guess what? This person is not on the internet. Their material is not out there. Do not hold back when you're giving value to your audiences. Any of you listen to this show? Do you feel like I'm holding back? Do you feel like I'm holding back information? Do you ever feel like I'm about to tell you something that could help you, and then I say, oh, no, let me not say that. Let me save that for the thing I'm going to sell to you. No, I give you the game. I give you the game. If you follow what I tell you here on this show and you apply what I tell you, you will make money with the stuff that I'm giving you here on the show. I don't care if we're talking about sports, business, branding, mindset. You can make money with the stuff I give you here for free. And I gave you examples of people who have already done it. You must stand out amongst all the other people who are talking about a similar topic as you. You don't need to find a different topic. Stay in that topic. If there's a bunch of people talking about a topic, that's a hint that there's money being made on that topic. So stay there. You just got to stand out. You just got to be different from them, and that you give more game than they do. Don't worry about how much you're giving away for free. All right, don't worry about it. Because if you don't have any audience to sell to, all right, you're not losing any money anyway, because you don't have anybody to sell to anyway. So you need to build some audience. Don't put the cart before the horse. There is always something to sell as long as you have a higher level. Every expert always has a higher level that they can go to. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, first of all, you need to get an audience. If you have no audience, then you have no buyers anyway. Okay, so any of you who's saying, I don't want to give away my highest level stuff for free because then I'm not going to have anything to sell. Well, listen, you don't have anything to sell right now because you have nobody to sell to, or you have no customers. If you don't have an audience, you don't have any potential customers. So don't worry about that. You're you're worrying about a later problem. You haven't even solved the first thing. It's like a person saying, well, Dre, I don't want to lift too many weights because I don't want to get my muscles to be too big. Like, first of all, how about we get you a gym membership first? How about you actually find out where the gym is at first, then we worry about your muscles being too big. All right, let's solve the first problem before we get to the second problem. All right, the first one is you need an audience. And the way you get an audience is through freemium material. Questions? Good. Let's recap today's class, which is make your free stuff better than other people's paid stuff. This is the aim that I have whenever I create material. I do this every day. Here on the show, I've been doing it every day since before you even knew who I was, and I will continue to do it as long as I'm capable. Point number one, give value at every step. Do not ask people for their time and then give them some watered down stuff that requires them to buy something before they get the actual substance that you said you were going to get them. Don't do that. Point number two, don't force people to have to buy your product just to get the help that you promised. If you say, I'm going to show you how to do X, Y, Z, show me how to do it right there at that step. Don't say, well, yeah, I will show you how to do it, but you got to take the second step. Well, that means you lied to me. If you lie to your customers, they will hate you. Don't do that. Don't get people hating you, at least not on purpose. And number three, freemium. This is the accepted and demanded price of attention online these days. That means premium and free at the same time. Premium meaning very high level. People should be able to get a tangible result and really be happy with the value that they got, even if they spent no money whatsoever. Any of you who is worried about, well, how am I going to make money if I'm giving away all my best stuff? Listen, if your best stuff is all you have, the best stuff that I'm asking you to put out for free, if that's all you have, then you're not an expert. So your problem is not giving it out. Your problem is that you don't have anything else. That's your actual problem. So make sure we're identifying the right problem. I got a book called Ask Yourself a Better Question. Many of you are listening to what I'm saying here today and you're mentally rejecting it because you are asking the wrong question, which is you're asking, well, I might be giving away too much of my stuff. No, the thing is you don't have enough stuff. That's why you have a problem giving away this stuff. I got unlimited stuff. So it doesn't matter what I give away. I can always create something that's higher level. That's when you're a real expert. If you can't do that, then you are addressing the wrong problem. But I can help you with all of this. I'm not going to leave you out to dry. Down below, in the description or wherever you're listening to or watching this, is a link to Work on Your Game University. Come to Work on Your Game University, join a group coaching program. I will help you and make sure that you have unlimited material. If you have unlimited ideas and you can actually give away stuff that is worth money for free so that then everybody can see it and everybody comes to you because your stuff is so good and it's better than other people's paid stuff. Now you dominate the audience. Now you can go sell your stuff. All right, this has been done. I've done it before. I do it now. So if you want to do this, that's where you start. But also make sure, and we'll talk about this on a different day, but you got to be targeting the right people, because if you're targeting freeloaders, then you might think that this doesn't work, but you're just talking to the wrong people who don't want to spend money or they don't have it. That's a different problem. Again, asking yourself the right question. So again, Work on Your Game University. You want to be coached on this, I will help you with this. I will show you exactly how it's done and help you with your frameworks like we talked about yesterday and with your free material. And if you want to get my daily motivation text message, and this is for everybody, doesn't matter what you do for a living, text me at 305-384-6894. Work on your game. Dre, all